Can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
I've always loved her.
What's gone into Bachmine?
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep...
Sure, they look fancy, but inside, they're just marble and existential empty. There's my parents' place. Smell that?
Marilyn, is that you?
Loss! We certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into, right? Are you trying to make me look bad?
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors. Just a second. You had the floors redone with real Terran marble? Since when can you afford that?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
What did you do?
Why, we did what any grieving parents would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what? Well, now that I'm here, I guess you'll just have to report back that I'm very much alive and kicking.
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to...
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we? Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the
Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind. I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, Please.
Don't cause a scene.
Damn right, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time. What in the void did you do? I didn't like how things went down either, but did you have to go and kill them? Me being mad doesn't mean I wanted you to murder them. You're on your own now. Consider my debt to you forgot. It sure better be. Now go!
Marilyn.
And speaking of surprise...
We thought you were... What? We...
We...
Oh.
The...
And...
that...
Don't cause a scene.
Can we talk? Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage. I thought they'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all... I know. I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up... Hey, the last thing I want to do is sit... Wait a second. What if I could open a new account? Designate that account holder. I'll make money without doing it. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. Maybe you could use some of your... If that doesn't work, something on your mind?
Miss Ellie, Dr. Finhill, I noticed your pistol's been making a funny noise.
What are you talking about? I oil it every night.
Well, look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully? You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back.
Oh, no. I mean...
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Down there, a new ship. Doesn't look like any of the corporate freighters.
Will probably kill you quick.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, just remember, you didn't hear it from me.
Anti-Grail's ketchup. Organic, vegan, handmade, gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free.
I only wish they weren't showing.
Hey, stand back. You. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Good thing. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. Oh, you definitely recognize it. He's basically the most important person in the colony. That means, yep, I've nearly made. That's a great idea.
Captain, I can smell him from clear.
Sure have.
He's got power.
And a powerful. You have a.
Have you tried our new cocktail? Then you'll want to speak with our... Quite so.
Please allow me to improve your drink.
Hey, you look here. Wow, listen to me. It's not every day you get your dream job. Oh, look, I really shouldn't. I'll.
Nonsense.
Guess I can. I don't feel. I just need to sit down.
Nice and easy.
Remember that
Hortense yells at me about big.
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill.
I oughta. It's kept me alive this long.
I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about my wrench.
Look, it's a tool that does a job. Feelings got nothing to do with it.
This property is... This ultimatum? That's funny. The Minister Clark's a private.
Out with it, you wretched contraption! I'm on my legally allotted break. Really?
Real slick.
That dance, Captain. You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill?
Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship.
Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still, though, don't you...
There's nothing.
Chasing.
Ma'am, please don't call.
I want you to know.
Do you have any... Yeah? All right.
How did you get in here? You!
Oh, my law.
So, this is one of the guys who runs...
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off as the part... Have I not made myself... Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, that's the only way these... I said, you... Then you're not part of Rockwell. That means you're a dissident? But what are you doing here? And how did you get... Then what are you... Oh. Drugs, of course. Back to idiot. I don't...
He's got no idea what we're at.
Will that be all? Oh dear, I don't... Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And you are a quick study. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name.
You've been all alone in this house?
Please. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind. After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? I've been confined to this house for years, and whatever Rockwell's doing...
This all feels off, Captain. Like when there's a storm coming, but
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long time. A reckoning is...
We really gonna do this?
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival... Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of dissident hunt. Via the Acropolis district, of course. But only board employees... There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for... When you reach the HH... Wait! Rockwell, please, take this and transmit it from his office. But they need to know what's happening here. Good.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Did you hear? Marjorie Dalton and Archibald Harris are redecorating.
The Acropolis District is off.
You could have asked me, you know.
What in the law's name are you on about? Sure. Let me just... Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue.
You ever get the urge to just hawk one on the floor?
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
State your business. Please step away. Huh. I didn't realize we were still using those iridescent stickers. I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B form. Each weapon will need a separate form. It's procedure. Now, let's see. Damn it. When did I write? I was going to suggest that myself. Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms, and I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC business. So I'm going to save us both some trouble and waive your forms. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs, and they're all high on dervish mist and low on patience.
Apologies for the wait. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. The art of arranging stationery is a Will there be anything else? Oh, you were being serious. Will there be anything else? Excuse me, just a moment. Is there something I can do for you?
Just goes to show you never really see your hometown till you travel with a visitor.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, Take your vitamins, follow your corporate mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it? It's not. Inside voices.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark. What? Oh dear.
Nice thing about traveling with the captain, we meet all sorts of new people.
Sure, best part is when they pay us.
We never really had new folks in Edgewater, except the captain. Kinda hard to make new friends when everyone's already decided they don't like you.
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people out here ain't that nice.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officers took him to the...
Oh, law, what did they take him for?
UDL's been questioning anybody with possible connections to Phineas Wells. And, well, Tillman designed all those wanted posters.
So UDL's interrogating Tillman? Ugh, that's disgusting. Can't believe I had lunch.
Not so.
It's okay.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon.
Worth a try. You'd be...
Like I said, I don't know how you got... What? Oh no. You must be from Chairman Rockwell's office. I'm so sorry. Please.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out of the city.
That scientist? The one who's been hounding the clerks? Gives me the shudders, too.
Something's not right.
Their mistake.
Don't mess with us. Nicely done.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4-1? What was that? How'd you do that so fast? What do you think you're doing? Oh. Never mind then.
Dr. Ellie. You ever wonder if maybe we got some things in common?
This isn't another thing about wrenches and guns, is it?
Because you're a surgeon and I'm a mechanic. We both fix things, heal them up.
If you don't mind, you have a message from Adjutant.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I think you're being modest. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan... You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. You are making...
Adjutant Akonde's call. We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
This looks like the place.
I see you're still in one piece. However, you never know when that could change. Consider our accidentally torn into tiny fragments coverage. Note that all of your fragments... I remember that...
Of course, no one remembers.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't... You can't, of course. Only Miss Fenhill can... If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change... Of course she is. The paper...
I like to think she's dead and...
That's impossible. By all accounts, she...
That's gotta be the nicest thing anyone said to me in a long...
Oh, you mean... Well, And you'd... But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud. I'm forbidden from accepting bribes, no matter how tempting. The employee handbook doesn't say anything about... I'll need the name of the new benefit.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively. I hope Ms. Fenhill in...
So, Harlow was rottener than we... You really did it. Hey, you did the real work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe... Come on, I thought we were celebrating. You want me to think about the future? If only you could... Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee. That's one thing I appreciate about you. Things are simple, straightforward. A job's a job and that's it, right? What are you saying, Captain? You don't have to get all... Still, maybe you've got a point. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for you. It's nothing personal. Anyway...
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
So my dad, he told me. All right. She's on her way. Oh. Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I need your help." Okay, Captain, she's gone. Oh, near about. So she got here, and after a few minutes, she said, "Hey, do you have some new parts?" And I was like, "Nah, I used a new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread. She stood stock still and just said, "Oh, real soft." Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustback casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarchist? Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Cap. I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted, strong, smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired. She was worried she wouldn't get the words out right, especially after that message about Isabel. It's sweet. Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, it's all on your account, you know? Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
sulfoxide, I'll take it. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can... Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and... None of this was supposed to happen. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board. Thank you. You've brought me enough. Those poor people. They must have died in... You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are... We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the... Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest... The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into... We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start... Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip. Yes, exactly. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, you'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power use. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists. The board would have us believe... Certainly. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you. That is, I ruined my ship and... Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the Rings of Terra 2, the board...
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not... We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's... You'll have to connect me to the Hope's... If your calculations are even slightly off, or the sun. Forgetfulness can... I need you to reroute... You'll have to connect me to the Hope's...
Hey, boss, I want to talk to you. Got it. Heads down. You know, they're gonna... I've been trying to think of a good title for this episode. No, wait, I got it. Yeah. Thrilling Tales of the Unreliable. Or maybe spine-chilling stories from the edge of... I'm partial to that last one. Not bad. Stealing the hope from the board, skipping enough to boost my pay? I'm sure you've got plans.
That ought to do her, Captain. Great work.
Wow, you got that? Sis to be present. Error. Hope crew data error. Hibernation pod access is illegal. Registered. A fine of 10,000 bits will be assessed in your corporation's ledger.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
It's like something out of that one horror serial. What was it called? Oh, yeah. Slaughter Island.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yes, never mind.
I don't know if we should...
Huh? I don't recognize you. Are you new here? I'm just trying to make sure you... I don't have time for this. Move along.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped field. Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My consulate... Searching. Please stand by. Are you sure? That is... And also potentially kill... Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Worst ways to go out, I suppose.
Doing it. I mean...
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years? On a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport. And this will cause a...
Yes.
You should not be doing this.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps... Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't enough time to explain everything. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine! You fucking pigs! Halt!
How can I be of assistance? May We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece.
Make it look so easy.
So then I told Captain, as it appears we may. I believe the crew would like to.
Phineas, locked up in Tartarus? We cannot let this stand. That place terrifies even the most hardened criminal.
Mr. Phineas is just about the only person with power trying to do any kind of good in Halcyon. We gotta bust him out.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
Captain, come on. Even I've heard of the biggest prison the colony's ever seen. And on some occasions, I literally live under rocks.
But since no one ever makes it out, this is all just speculation.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left of the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me. Got the job through one Mini Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money, was offering...
I am pleased to inform you that we have a... Please be advised that electrical...
Attention, unauthorized. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized. UDL does appreciate the... As a show of our deepest gratitude, we will make your execution quite swift. Protocol is important. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Wait, is...
Transmission. How can I be of assistance?
Got the job through one Mini Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money, was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe.
Stay down.
Push on, Marduk.
Dump the body.
Nothing like a good tussle.
Making it look easy. walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
They say nobody's ever broken out of the lab. Say nothing about breaking in, though.
Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain. And we're stalking. And we're stalking.
right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardats!
that worst of him.
Great work. Nicely done.
Wonder how long we'd last out on the surface.
Gotta admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Lead the way, boss. I got your back.
Making it look easy.
Keep us out.
work.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
What? Here they come.
That's the last of him! I'll be right there.
I think someone's coming. Incoming!
who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in him.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to shoot. Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
Are you kidding me? We're out here trying to clean up your mess.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost. I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Are you out of your mind? Rockwell's the biggest monster in Halcyon. You got any idea how many lives he's destroyed? How many people he's hurt? I've had enough. You even think about We've been all across Halcyon together. You've been true to your word so far, boss. You're really pushing me here. All right. Damn it. Fine, I'll trust you. Just don't expect me to trust Chairman Jackass over here.
Smooth negotiating, Captain. You've got a chairman in your pocket now.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the needs our help. So, get in there and fight!
Nice. Calm before the storm and all that.
All right, boss. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of... I'm afraid I can't do that. You have a flair for subtlety. If you'd worked for me, you would have been the greatest fixer Halcyon has ever seen. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my... Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of... All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony. Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me. Yes, my scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research. Nothing more. That isn't true. That experiment was absolutely essential to the We're going to have to start all over again. You were always an unknown variable. I'm aware of Dr. Wells' plan. Revive some brilliant scientists. 50 or 60 years ago, I might have agreed with you. But we've passed the point of no return. I appreciate your confidence, Captain. But so long as you're... I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. This prison is a... And don't worry. I will...
Now, got some nimble fingers, Captain.
System security.
Out of my way!
I am a...
No mess with the best!
Why won't you just shut?
Get me out of here! You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic,
You broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you say you and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation... I would like nothing more than to... Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in... 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago? And the board's just been covered?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing...
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Yes, we do. You've done a... We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to need a leader. And I can't imagine a better person... The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless... You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead... We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been... Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Sublight Salvage adapted to the changes in Halcyon, shifting their business model to suit the times. Their claims of legitimacy were scrutinized, but ultimately unquestioned. Lilia Hagen would continue to protect her family as ruthlessly as ever. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the Lifetime Employment Program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The abandoned research facility on Gorgon remained a place of chaos, a draw for smugglers looking for salvage, and ill-fated freelancers hoping for a payday. Minnie Ambrose never got what she wanted from the Gorgon asteroid. The secrets of the old Spacer's Choice project were forever outside of her reach. In time, she abandoned the family estate, determined to seek her fortunes elsewhere in the colony. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, the launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life: Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered slugs transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, slug headgear became fashionable in the following years. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds, dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios, and, of course, how to look good doing both. After a brief attempt at dating Helen as one person rather than two, which both Bertie and Helen found too strange, Bertie struck out on his own to try his hand at raising woolly cows. Many of his former Rangers teammates soon followed, accompanied by the woolly cow the team had originally plied with alcohol. The dairy farm thrived under Bertie's leadership and care. The Dairy Rangers privately believed that the woolly cows softened Bertie's temper considerably, although the only one brave enough to say this to his face was promptly headbutted. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had. With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, They discovered horribly mangled corpses, sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized, The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and made Chairman Rockwell your own puppet, a role he was all too eager to play. The colony never realized you were the true power behind the new administration. By acting vicariously through agents and third parties, you controlled Halcyon from the shadows. As a result, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.